Welcome back to Tech Zone X. Big news from the U.S. Air Force. On March 21, 2025, Boeing was awarded the contract to build America's next-generation fighter jet, the F-47, part of the NGAD, Next Generation Air Dominance, program. This sixth-generation aircraft will eventually replace the F-22 Raptor. Boeing's win surprised many. Since 2014, Lockheed Martin was considered the frontrunner, especially given its success with the F-22 and F-35. Boeing, meanwhile, has struggled with high-profile setbacks like the 737 MAX, Starliner delays, and KC-46 tanker issues. These raise doubts about its ability to manage a program as advanced and critical as NGAD. Still, Boeing's long history with fighters like the F-15 and F/A-18 gave it an edge. Despite recent struggles, its defense division remains capable and now responsible for shaping the future of U.S. air power. Frankenjet segment. In other news, the USAF just debuted its first-ever F-35 Frankenjet, a fully operational fighter rebuilt from two crashed F-35As. The aircraft combines parts from crashes in 2014 and 2020 and was assembled at Hill Air Force Base. This rebuild saved the Air Force over $63 million and proved the viability of major structural repairs for advanced jets. NGAD Development Insight. Back to NGAD. The program began with a classified research phase in 2014 and led to the secret development of two X-plane prototypes, one from Boeing, the other from Lockheed. These prototypes have logged hundreds of flight hours, testing stealth, advanced engines, and next-gen systems. This tech forms the foundation for the F-47. Stay tuned. America's next air superiority era is just beginning. Boeing's recent F-47 development contract is rooted in its growing role in the Next Generation Air Dominance, NGAD program, showcasing U.S. commitment to air superiority. While the U.S. advances its tech capabilities, China and Russia are also pushing forward with their own next-gen fighter programs, creating a competitive global defense landscape. Evaluating these efforts requires careful analysis of each country's technological progress and industrial capacity. Amid this, Boeing's position is notable. Despite past setbacks, the company has demonstrated a strong understanding of tactical aircraft design. Often overlooked is Boeing's pioneering history in stealth technology, beginning with the introduction of the first stealth fighter in 1983. Strategic acquisitions, like Rockwell in 1986 and McDonnell Douglas in 1997, expanded Boeing's capabilities, bringing in platforms like the F-15 Eagle and B-1B Lancer. Though these mergers were complex, they ultimately positioned Boeing as both a challenged commercial manufacturer and a proven defense innovator. Let's look at two key fighter platforms. First, the F/A-18 Super Hornet, a major redesign over the original Hornet. Larger, more capable, and with reduced radar visibility, it's a versatile multi-role jet. In 2017, it famously downed a Syrian Su-22 and has since been upgraded with the AIM-174B, a long-range air-to-air missile. With heavy armament options, nicknamed Beast Mode, the Super Hornet remains a critical asset. Next, the F-15 Eagle and its variants. Inherited through McDonnell Douglas, this legendary fighter has evolved through continuous investment. International models like the F-15SA and F-15QA introduced advanced radars and weapons, feeding into the development of the F-15EX, which the U.S. Air Force began procuring again in 2020. Boeing may face challenges, but its fighter jet legacy, innovation, and strategic role in NGAD underline its enduring importance in U.S. air power. The F-15EX features a modern wire control system for enhanced accuracy and safety in combat. Powered by the General Electric F-120G11TK 20 Chartem-1 on 109 engine, it delivers over 11,000 pounds of thrust, far surpassing previous models, allowing for superior agility and increased weapons capacity, including future hypersonic missiles. Its reinforced airframe supports up to 20,000 flight hours and withstands forces up to 13 G, making it one of the most durable fighter jets in its class. Advanced systems like the APG, F-21 radar and IRST sensor provide long-range target detection even in electronically contested environments. Combining battle-tested design with cutting-edge tech, the F-15EX not only replaces the aging F-15C divided by D fleet, but also rivals multi-role jets like the F-35 in certain missions. Much of this success is thanks to Boeing. Yet, there's one jet that still reigns supreme in air superiority, the F-22 Raptor. Though widely associated with Lockheed Martin, Boeing played a vital role, from building the wings and rear fuselage to integrating the F-119 engines and thrust vectoring nozzles. Boeing also upgraded key avionics like the F-77 radar and tested them using a modified 757, later leading the flight testing and training systems. Boeing's expertise grew further during its bid for the Joint Strike Fighter program. Its X-32 design, though ultimately losing to Lockheed's X-35, pushed boundaries, demonstrating supersonic capability, carrier launches, and vertical landings. Despite its awkward look, the X-32 proved Boeing's technical strength, especially in mass production potential. Test pilot Commander Philip "Rowdy" Yates praised the X-32's handling, even during simulated carrier landings. He believed that a redesigned F-32 could have been a strong contender if Boeing had moved past legacy design choices. While Lockheed won with better prototype execution, Boeing showed greater production readiness. Unfortunately, Boeing's recent struggles stem from shifting away from its engineer-driven roots to prioritizing cost-cutting and shareholder value. The question now is, can Boeing return to its innovative, engineering-first philosophy? Prioritizing stock performance over engineering excellence can deliver short-term gains, but often at the cost of long-term innovation, especially in aerospace. Still, the technical talent at Boeing hasn't vanished. Too often, we credit or blame only top executives for a company's performance, when in reality, it's the engineers who build the planes, not the CEOs. Executives must juggle shareholder pressure, market demands, and internal needs, but when budgets tighten, engineering often suffers first. That's a systemic issue, not a reflection of weak technical ability. People often ask me if it's possible to build faster jets, stealthier bombers, or aircraft that push the limits of physics. My answer is almost always yes. With the right funding and time, no challenge is impossible. The real hurdle is aligning profit motives with visionary engineering. Boeing now stands at a turning point. Winning the contract for the next-generation stealth fighter offers them a chance to reset their reputation and prove they're still a leader in aerospace innovation. With new leadership and a chance to refocus on engineering, Boeing could rise again, if it supports its talent with the time and resources needed. This fighter jet might mark the start of a new era. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy is deploying drone intercept systems like Raytheon's Coyote and Anduril's Roadrunner M to defend carrier groups. These agile, reusable systems offer a cheaper alternative to million-dollar missiles currently used to stop drone swarms and aerial threats. Though these platforms aren't new, they're now proving crucial in a battlefield dominated by drones. The U.S. has developed the longest-range air-to-air missile, designed to intercept hypersonic threats, costing up to $4.3 million per missile. While expensive, these advanced weapons are necessary to counter high-value threats. In modern naval warfare, the focus isn't just on fighter jets or bombers, but also on protecting billion-dollar warships. However, the rise of low-cost one-way attack drones, or WAAS, is shifting this balance. Countries like Iran and its proxies are using swarms of cheap drones to overwhelm defense systems, making it easier for missiles to penetrate defenses. OWA threats are rising, with nations like China potentially deploying large quantities of these weapons to target U.S. carrier strike groups, including the USS Gerald R. Ford. Advanced defense systems like the Aegis Combat System and CIWS provide multiple layers of defense, but may struggle against saturation drone attacks. Continuous waves of low-cost drones could deplete interceptors, forcing U.S. forces to retreat for resupply. At-sea replenishment, while helpful, is limited and costly, especially for complex missiles. The cost imbalance between expensive interceptors and cheap drones could become unsustainable, particularly against countries like China that can mass produce such weapons. In small